Everyone, it's Jonna, the Preppy Crafty Girl. I am here for a flip through of this candy journal. I have 3 in the series, and so I thought I would share this first one with you for my purposes of my Etsy shop, because these will be going in my Etsy shop at 6 o'clock on Saturday. That's 6 o'clock p.m. CST. And I am just doing a flip through for anybody who wants to see the journal before they purchase it. This is the dangle that I made for it. It's just put on a mini bulldog clip, and then it's got this fun fiber tied on here because I thought it looked like gummy worms. It reminded me of gummy worms. And it is chock full of all kinds of fun charms and everything that has to do with cookies and sprinkles, and even a macarons on here. And I also put Wonka on here, and then there's a little cookie cutter. This is a vintage bottle cap that I got, oh my gosh, out of a Mercantile. I bought a whole box of these bottle caps, and they're really cool because they have still have the cork on the back side, so it's kind of neat. Then there's like a cookie and gumdrops and beads and rainbows and all kinds of fun just charms and dangles. It's lollipops and sparkles and even some soda, that fizzy lifting drink. So I have that. And this is the first time I've ever actually used Amazon packaging as my insert. I've never done that before. This has one signature, but it's a chunky signature. And but anyway, it's fun. It was fun to give it a try and do it. In fact, I wanted to keep this for myself, but I made myself a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang one. So, I'm letting this go. And anyway, it's held together with seam binding. So I have this vintage seam binding. Actually, I got this from a florist and got a whole box of beautiful vintage seam binding. So that's the closure, and it's held in with some grommets right there and stitched in with some waxed thread. And then we will open it up, and you open it up to this fun Oompa Loompa fabric. Sorry, I got a little bit of thread. And I made these on a live, these little popsicle journaling spot, or it's just fun to have in there. And then this right here is from a printable I made with word strips, which I will include a sheet of that. I printed out for you guys to use in the journal if you want. And it's actually, each one is going to come with 2 printables, and they're all going to be different. Some of them will have like washi strips and dots, and then it'll come with a word, and some will have journaling cards and words, but everyone's going to get a different word sheet with their journal. And it's also going to come with this fun little packet of goodies in here, some extra little ephemera that I made, some handmade tags and things like that. I put one of my packaging toppers on that I do. And then it's also going to come, all of my journals are going to come with this fun. I love packaging. It's one of my favorite things to do in my branding, is to come up with fun, unique packaging. And so I had just gotten these envelopes, so I've stamped all over it, just fun images from like the whole, Wonka Vision thing. And then you can go on your fizzy lifting drink with just this little pop top. So you pop top it open, and inside of here is going to be all kinds of just fun little bits of leftover sheets, and also a lot of cookie recipes and cookie images and things like that. So each one's going to be different. I just kind of divided up everything that I had that was in all the journals, and that is going in here. So this is the bigger ephemera, and then this is the smaller ephemera and pieces that I thought were kind of fun to use in some handmade things. Like there's like a little fabric clusters. And then, of course, you have to have a name badge, because if you're going into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, you have to wear a name badge. And I left it blank. You can put on whoever your favorite character is, or if you are doing, you know, whatever, put your own name on. Okay, it'll come with a gummy feeling, not edible, but it has a smell like a gummy bear. So these were really cool. It's a mechanical pencil, but I thought this is just fun with the gummy bear on the end. So it'll come with that. And yeah, so that's the first thing. This was an image out of a magazine that I loved, the Gumball Machine. And then there's fun children's books, anything that had to do with like candies and cakes and all the good sweet things. Mary Plethora Paper and I did a live, and she did these cards that had all her packaging. So my friend Sandra at Blossom and Inspire sent me this Canadian candy, and so I thought I'm going to do those because they're one of my favorites, and I put a couple other little favorite packaging things on here. So this was Mary's idea that she did with me on the live, and so I decided to do it with the ones that came from Canada. I think hers was from like a candy kit club that she does. And also I love hot tamales, and I'm a Peeps girl, so I had to put that on there. So that just slides in that little pocket. And then there's this fun little thing that you can spin, and it says "You are my," and it gives you cutie patootie, or "You are my," you can spin it and come lucky duck. And there's just all different things. You just spin it and find a word or whatever. Just thought it would be fun. This whole journal is just all about fun and whimsy and just being a kid again and letting yourself play. Here's a Betty Crocker recipe card that's vintage that I turned into a little notepad. So you can use it like a notepad, and then you can still access the recipe on the back. Just clips in there. Here's like a little cluster down here with one of the Candyland game pieces that I had. And then this is just a journaling card that I made from an advertisement for candy. This is from a really old candy book from the 1930s that I had. And so it was just fun. And I added that with a doily. And then I printed this out of a book, one of my cookbooks or whatever. This is from that M&M book that I thrifted, and then I added just a little journaling spot on here. And then in here is a mishmash card that said lollipop, and then there's a sheet in here that says things to do. Visit Willy Wonka. This is the cover from a recipes all-time favorite booklet from Nestle. I just loved all the cookies, and look at all the yummy chips, chocolate chips. Here is another little journaling card of fun sprinkles. Oh my gosh, look at all the fun sprinkles. Red Hots, yum. So good. They have tabs. These are from the Candyland game. This is from Three Musketeers. It's one of my favorite. And I have a whole ritual of how I eat my Three Musketeers. Anybody who loves candy as much as I do, you know, you have to create a ritual for your candy eating. Anyway, I like to eat all the edges, and then I peel the top off, and then I eat the rest. So yeah, it's kind of weird, I know. Then there's like a little coupon ticket in here that you can take out. So that was kind of fun. This came out of a comic book I had. A lollipop card and some donut wrapping paper that came all the way back from England with me. And then here's another recipe for mud cake topping, and then treasure chest cake. Thought the color was fun. We got to have the clock, you know, because they're counting down the clock of Willy Wonka. And then here's another page out of that cool book, and here's a little donut journaling card. And then there is a proposal contract in here, because I don't know, at the end, you know, at the beginning they had to sign that contract. So anyway, I put that in there because I thought that was kind of cool. Some graph paper, some ledger paper, not ledger paper, but what is that called? Yeah, steno paper, that's it. And or legal paper, and legal paper. And then there is another journaling card with this yummy layer cake and another doily, because, you know, you put doilies underneath cakes all the time, and treats back in the 50s. I used to do that all the time, but I hand dyed all these, so they did not come that color. I put on this fun pom-pom, like rainbow sprinkle pom-pom on here as a little bookmark. This is out of Cake Decorating book. And then it has how to make a little clown, figure piping it's called, which I just got that figure piping book. Here is the golden ticket winner page. This is some scrapbook paper I had. I made these on live with Khadijah, and this is a watercolor card I did of a lollipop in a wrapper. So each one's going to come with some kind of watercolor card. There's like a little watercolor swatch on here, a CD envelope, and then there's this little orange flash card. And I made this little jelly bean rosette. This is a job ticket. And then you have this little fabric flip. I have a lot of some journaling space, or you could sketch in here, use that sketchbook. This is wonderful fabric that's on the front. It's the Willy Wonka fabric. And some dot matrix paper. There are some fun tags in this little candy envelope, and I have things I'd rather not do today, which would be like fall in the chocolate fountain or eat that purple gum thing that Violet ate and blew up and turned into a big giant grape. Yeah. So, or be shrunken down to nothing. Okay, so then I took some Candyland figures. I put it on a tag. There's this little numbered tag. There's another hand-dyed doily in here, so you can have fun and play with that. This is like a sky piece of paper, you know, because at the end they broke the glass ceiling and went up into the sky in the elevator. You'll get a Willy Wonka card. You're actually going to get two, because there's one on the packet as part of the packaging, and then you'll get the one that's in here. There's Grandpa. And then there is Enjoy the Show. I also watercolored this fizzy lifting drink, a popcorn sack in here, a candy bingo from the Candyland game. That's the other side of the dot matrix. And I made this in a live, which we did. You pull these out and they're like little journaling spots in here. So there's that one. This is sweet. And then there's this one, and they're all decorated. Oops. Let's see. This little journaling card comes out. And then there's that spot. And then there's one over here that comes out. This is one of my printables I made specifically for these journals. And there's that. This is the other side of that flashcard. Had joy. And then here is one of the tags I made. And this is from the Candyland cookbook. So I added that in. This is from the Spoons game. It's fun. A little receipt and a different things that you can journal on. This is a vintage Orange Crush carbonated drink label. Some hand-dyed paper. I use quite a few hand-dyed papers in here of mine. This is, oh my gosh. So I put this in here. I loved this paper. It's all Pop Tops. I loved it. It's old school scrapbooking paper. I don't even know who made it. And then there's a really colorful this week, a date receipt. There's this fun little pocket that I made out of Monopoly money. I put it in a diagonal, so you tuck it. There's this really cute little trim on this paper clip. And this is Garfield from 1978 cards that I have. And there's like little questions on the other side. 2 scoops of ice cream, some root beer, and a cat. Some more little vintage receipts. And this is the Candyland little game pieces from like a travel game. And then these are the other sides. Here's the other side of the Nestle booklet, vintage Nestle booklet. the other side of the donut. And then I made a journaling card out of a hot tamale box and a hidden chocolate cookie. And then there's a tag with a little fabric, vintage fabric ribbon. Here's a little cluster I made and fun little library card that I hand dyed. And then I use it as a pocket. There's a time card in here. Lots of journaling spots and things you can use to write on and journal and put your pictures on and stuff like that. So yum. Look at all that chocolatey goodness. Here's the other side of the jelly bean bag. And it's got some things that you can use. Oh, this came out of a travel Candyland thing that I had, so you can have King Candy in there. This is the other side of that 1930s candy book. And this is also paper I brought back from England years ago. I've had this paper, this and the donut paper and a couple other ones since 2015. That's how long I've been holding on to that stuff and wanting to do a candy journal. Candy molds. And yeah, this is also old school scrapbooking paper that I had. I don't know who made this line, but it was a really cute line. Just fun. Perfect for Willy Wonka, that, you know, whole going through the tunnel and the boat thing. And some colorful little cards back here and another pocket. So that, my friends, is this candy journal. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, it's big and fluffy. And whoever gets this will love to have and just be a kid and have fun working in it. Again, it'll be up in my shop on Saturday. So today, actually, because this will air on Saturday. So thanks for hanging out with me. And I've got 2 more videos of 2 more candy journals that are totally different. Bye, guys.